All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to make this one simple. Comparing and scaling 2.3. Two, two targets that we're going to learn about. I can find equivalent ratios and I can reduce fractions. Let's look at that first one. I can find equivalent ratios. 2/3. To find an equivalent ratio, all we have to do is multiply both top and bottom by the same number. We'll do times 3. That will give us our new equivalent ratio of 6/9. We'll multiply it again, times 4 this time. Top and bottom, that will give us another equivalent ratio of 24/36. We can multiply it again, times 2 times 2. That will be easy. Maybe. 48 and 72. So as we multiply this, times 3, times 4, times 2, we get 1, 2, 3 equivalent ratios. To find equivalent ratios, all you have to do is multiply it by the same number. We'll try just half, times 5. This will give us an equivalent ratio of 5/10. We can multiply this times 3. That will give us an equivalent ratio of 15/30. We can multiply it times 10 this time. And that will give us an equivalent ratio of 150/300. Now, 1, 2, again, 3 equivalent ratios. They're equivalent because if you divide them out, 1 divided by 2 is going to give us 0.5. 5 divided by 10, that's going to give us 0.5. 15 divided by 30, that's going to give us 0.5 as a decimal. And 150 divided by 300, again, that's going to give us 0.5 as a decimal. What I'd like you to do on your note sheet, if you haven't gotten this information down, please get that down. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to find 3 different equivalent ratios for 3/4. When you're done, you can unpause the video and move on to reducing fractions. Reducing fractions. Being able to do this, you really need to know your multiplication facts. You really need to be able to see the signs or see the clues on what you should divide by. I can see that both of these end in a 5 and 0, so I can divide both of them by 5. I know that 75 divided by 5 is going to be 15, and 100 divided by 5 is going to be 20. Again, it ends in a 5 and a 0. So this time I can divide both of them again by 5. That's going to give me an equivalent fraction of 3/4. So now look here. I have 1, 2, 3 equivalent fractions. All 3 of them, when divided out, will give me 0.75. So we not only found equivalent fractions, but we also reduced it to the lowest amount. This is reduced to the lowest amount, 3/4, because 3 and 4 have nothing in common that I could divide both of them by. But the thing about reducing fractions is you have to divide them both by the same number, just like we did for enlarging them or finding equivalent fractions. We had to multiply them by the same number. So let's try it again. We'll do 30/90. Well, both of them end in a 0, so I can divide both of those by 10, giving me 3/9. 3 and 9, both of those can be divided by 3. You see why you need to really know your math facts. That will give us 1/3. All of these, when divided out, will give us 0.3 repeating. Equivalent fractions, and we reduced it to the lowest amount possible. Now, you'll get into some situations where it will just be the lowest amount possible already. So there is no reducing. But I want you to try this one. 63 over 99. What I'd like is just giving you a hint. Look at the end, 3 and 9. Those both will have something in common. You can divide both of them by a certain number, and you can start with that. But otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, do that, reduce it to its smallest amount, and bring that to class on the next day. Have a great night.